Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Mariah's story unfolds, mystery blackmailer surfaces. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Mariah Copeland's, Cameron Grimes, mystery should start unfolding soon. Maybe the reason why she can't talk is that she's already being blackmailed by someone? Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? Could we begin to see the real reason why the redhead says it's not safe? Keep reading and let's talk about what could happen next with this story. Mariah Copeland's secret. When Mariah came back from her business trip, she seemed shaken up. Although she tried to hide it from Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks, it didn't work. The brunette knew something was going on with her wife, but couldn't get any answers. Tessa thought for sure that threatening to leave Mariah would do the trip. However, Mariah just kept saying it wasn't safe to talk about it. Tormenting flashbacks. The redhead is having terrible flashbacks of her sin. Tessa probably thinks she cheated. However, that only seems to be part of the story. That night, Mariah startled a mystery man, Michael Swan, and smothered him with a pillow. What is this? However, we don't know why she turned on that man, although his features did look a bit similar to her former tormentor, Ian Ward, Ray Wise. Tessa Porter moves on. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Tessa has been spending a lot of time with Daniel Romalotti, Jr., Michael Graziadei. What started out as guitar lessons turned into a friendship. Now, they are getting even closer and Daniel admitted to Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, that he was developing feelings for Tessa. Although Tessa has a broken heart, Daniel has been her rock lately. So, it seems clear that once Mariah finally admits what's really going on, Tessa will have already moved on with Daniel. Mystery blackmailer? At this point, Mariah might think that nobody knows what she did. What if someone does, though? Did Mariah go as far as to dump the body somewhere, or did she just leave it in the motel room? Depending on her actions, it could be the man himself. Maybe he didn't really die and is haunting Mariah. It's also possible that if the man really is dead, maybe someone saw her that night. Could that person contact Mariah out of the blue, claiming they know what she did that night? If so, that might explain why Mariah basically abandoned her wife and child. What is this? This person could threaten to come after Tessa and Aria Porter Copeland, Millie and Maddie Ingalls, next, so that could explain it not being safe to talk about it. So, if a mystery blackmailer is targeting Mariah, what happens next? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Face screaming in fear. Y&R shocker, Mariah's secret past exposed as a mysterious blackmailer strikes. The halls of Genoa City are buzzing with whispers and gasps as The Young and the Restless drops its latest jaw-dropping twist. Mariah Copeland, the beloved and fiercely independent woman who has navigated more than her fair share of drama, suddenly finds her life upended by a shadowy figure determined to reveal secrets she has fought to keep buried. Fans are left on the edge of their seats as Mariah's carefully constructed world begins to crumble, revealing a past she never wanted to resurface and putting her future in peril. It all began innocuously enough. Mariah received a cryptic note slipped under her apartment door, the handwriting jagged and deliberate, the message clear: your past is not as hidden as you think. At first, she tried to dismiss it as a prank or an overzealous fan. But the following days brought more alarming signs: a phone call with a voice distorted beyond recognition, photographs mailed to her that captured moments she never intended anyone to see, and threats that suggested someone was watching her every move. The quiet life Mariah had painstakingly built for herself began to unravel in a frighteningly public way. Her friends and family quickly became involved, but even their presence could not shield her from the mounting tension. Sharon, ever the loyal confidant and mother figure, rushed to her side, providing comfort and sage advice, yet even Sharon admitted she felt powerless against the unknown assailant. The thought that someone was digging into Mariah's history, finding vulnerabilities, and using them as leverage sent shockwaves through her support system. Fans have speculated endlessly about what secrets the blackmailer might be targeting. Could it be tied to her long-lost family connections? Perhaps a forgotten romance or a mistake made in the heat of a difficult moment? Every possibility seems darker than the last. The blackmailer's presence was felt not just in private spaces but publicly as well. A glamorous charity gala hosted by Mariah's close friends turned into a tense and suspenseful affair when an anonymous email threatened to reveal her deepest secret during the event. Panic rippled through the crowd, yet Mariah maintained her composure, demonstrating her strength under pressure. However, the tension was palpable, and viewers were treated to a nerve-wracking display of Mariah juggling fear, dignity, and determination as she tried to stay one step ahead of a villain who seemed to know her every move. Meanwhile, Kane Ashby, her steadfast partner and moral anchor, wrestled with feelings of helplessness. He wanted to protect Mariah at all costs, but the unknown nature of the threat made it difficult to pinpoint how best to act. Their relationship faced unprecedented strain as trust and patience were tested. The couple's interactions became a tense dance of support and frustration, highlighting the emotional depth and vulnerability that makes these characters resonate with audiences. Adding fuel to the fire, Genoa City's underworld of secrets and betrayal seemed to be buzzing in anticipation of this revelation. Viewers were treated to subtle hints that someone within the city's elite circles might have motives for targeting Mariah specifically. Could it be a business rival with a grudge? An estranged family member seeking revenge? Or perhaps someone who simply enjoys the chaos of controlling others through fear? Theories abound, and the show's writers have masterfully kept everyone guessing, interweaving red herrings with subtle foreshadowing to heighten the suspense. Amid this storm, Mariah herself underwent a remarkable transformation. She became more vigilant, more cunning, and more determined to reclaim control of her narrative. No longer willing to be a passive target, she began gathering clues, confronting individuals from her past, and seeking counsel from unlikely allies. This arc allows viewers to witness a different side of Mariah, resilient, strategic, and unyielding, a hero in the making rather than a damsel in distress. The ramifications of the blackmail extend beyond personal anxiety. Career-wise, Mariah's professional life as a singer and public figure faces potential collapse should her secrets be revealed. Friends in the industry are caught in the crossfire, unsure how to navigate loyalty versus self-preservation. Meanwhile, the media's insatiable appetite for scandal threatens to escalate every small leak into a full-blown public crisis. Genoa City becomes a pressure cooker of rumor, fear, and anticipation, keeping viewers glued to their screens. Adding complexity to the drama, the storyline is intersecting with other major arcs in Genoa City. Victoria Newman, known for her sharp instincts and strategic mind, has taken a keen interest in Mariah's plight, offering advice and connections to help uncover the blackmailer. Yet even Victoria has secrets of her own, creating tension as Mariah begins to question motives and alliances. The show skillfully juxtaposes loyalty against ambition, friendship against self-interest, and truth against deception, weaving a narrative that is as morally complex as it is thrilling. The audience is not left guessing about emotional consequences. Tension and fear are palpable in Mariah's interactions with her loved ones. Heartfelt scenes with her father, Nick Newman, reveal the depth of familial love and the protective instincts that define their bond. Nick, torn between anger at those who would manipulate Mariah and admiration for her bravery, becomes a crucial player in her journey towards safety and empowerment. Each conversation, each revelation, is layered with emotion, heightening the stakes and making the eventual confrontation with the blackmailer even more anticipated. Speculation about the blackmailer's identity runs rampant. Fans have turned to social media, analyzing every possible clue, from fleeting background shots in episodes to subtle dialogue hints. Could it be someone from Mariah's earliest childhood memories? A figure connected to her adoptive or biological family? Or is it a completely new antagonist, designed to shake the foundations of Genoa City and challenge the loyalties of long-standing characters? Every theory fuels fan discussions, creating a community-driven suspense that mirrors the drama on screen. The implications for Mariah's personal growth are significant. Facing threats to her reputation, safety, and emotional well-being forces her to make difficult choices, testing her resilience, judgment, and moral compass. She must navigate deception and betrayal, balancing self-preservation with the desire to protect those around her. As she delves deeper into the mystery, she uncovers truths not just about the blackmailer but about herself, her strengths, vulnerabilities, and the power she wields when backed into a corner. Throughout this storyline, The Young and the Restless demonstrates its skill in blending classic soap opera drama with psychological tension. The pacing alternates between slow-burning suspense and explosive reveals, keeping audiences invested in every twist and turn. Every episode builds upon the last, creating a sense of inevitability yet leaving room for shocking surprises, a hallmark of Y&R's long-standing success. Even secondary characters are given meaningful roles in this arc. Devon Hamilton, with his intelligence and resourcefulness, offers technological and strategic support. Lily Winters provides emotional guidance and a shoulder to lean on. Each interaction enriches the narrative, illustrating the interconnected nature of Genoa City's residents and the ripple effects of one character's crisis across the community. The blackmail plot also introduces moral ambiguity. Questions of privacy, forgiveness, and the consequences of past actions are central to the storyline. Viewers are encouraged to consider the weight of secrets and the ethical dilemmas involved in exposing or concealing them. This adds a layer of intellectual engagement beyond simple suspense, making the arc both thrilling and thought-provoking. As Mariah inches closer to discovering the identity of her tormentor, tension mounts. Clues are pieced together, confrontations are set up, and alliances shift unpredictably. Each episode presents new challenges, testing Mariah's resilience and strategic thinking. The eventual reveal promises to be both shocking and satisfying, a culmination of intricate plotting and emotional depth that rewards loyal viewers. Ultimately, this storyline reinforces Mariah's central role in the Young and the Restless universe. Her courage, intelligence, and emotional depth resonate with audiences, making her more than a victim. She is a fully realized character whose journey reflects the complexities of human relationships, identity, and resilience. The blackmailer's shadow looms large, but it also illuminates Mariah's inner strength and capacity for growth. Fans eagerly await the next episodes, speculating on whether Mariah will confront the blackmailer head-on, enlist the help of friends and family, or perhaps turn the tables with her own clever stratagems. Every development is met with excitement, fear, and anticipation, ensuring that Genoa City remains the epicenter of drama, suspense, and emotional storytelling. The series has once again proven its ability to weave suspenseful plots that intertwine character development, moral complexity, and high-stakes drama, keeping viewers engaged and invested in the fates of those they love. As the city holds its collective breath, one thing is certain: Mariah Copeland's secret past will not remain buried for long, and the mysterious blackmailer's reign of terror has only just begun. The stakes are higher than ever, the dangers more personal, and the suspense more electric. The Young and the Restless has delivered another masterstroke of storytelling, ensuring that fans will be talking, theorizing, and watching every twist with rapt attention for weeks to come. Fire Mariah in danger? The Young and the Restless mystery blackmailer revealed. Genoa City is abuzz with shock, speculation, and mounting tension as The Young and the Restless delivers one of its most gripping storylines yet. Mariah Copeland, long admired for her resilience, courage, and heart, now faces the terrifying consequences of a mysterious blackmailer who has infiltrated her life, threatening to expose secrets that could upend everything she holds dear. What began as a subtle warning has escalated into a full-blown crisis, leaving fans on the edge of their seats as Mariah confronts fear, betrayal, and the unknown. It all started quietly. Mariah, returning home one evening from a late rehearsal, discovered an envelope slid under her apartment door. Inside was a single message, typed and precise: "Your past will no longer remain hidden." At first, she tried to dismiss it, reasoning that someone had made a mistake, perhaps sending the note to the wrong apartment. But the sense of foreboding only grew as she began to notice strange occurrences, calls from unknown numbers that ended in silence, photographs appearing in her mailbox that captured moments of her life she never intended to share, and subtle hints that someone had been watching her, tracking her every move. The blackmailer's tactics were calculated and chilling, designed to instill fear without revealing themselves immediately. Mariah, ever intelligent and determined, tried to navigate this carefully, confiding only in a select few. Sharon, her mentor and mother figure, rushed to offer support, counseling Mariah on how to protect herself without panicking. The depth of Mariah's fear, however, could not be underestimated. The idea that someone could wield her own past against her, manipulating her life and relationships, created a psychological tension that pervaded every scene. The threat was more than psychological, it became public. An anonymous email was sent to a high-profile charity event Mariah had organized, containing cryptic threats that implied her secrets could be revealed in front of influential figures and the media. Panic rippled through the crowd, though Mariah maintained her poise, demonstrating an inner strength that only heightened the stakes. Kane Ashby, her devoted partner, was equally alarmed. Torn between the urge to protect Mariah and the frustration of feeling powerless against an unseen adversary, Kane's own emotions added layers of tension to the narrative. Their relationship, built on trust and mutual support, faced unprecedented tests as they navigated this labyrinth of deception together. Meanwhile, Genoa City itself seemed alive with speculation. Rumors about the blackmailer's identity circulated among the town's elite, with each theory more sinister than the last. Could it be a vengeful estranged family member? Someone from Mariah's adoptive or biological past? Or perhaps a rival within the city's social or professional circles, seeking leverage through manipulation and fear? The show's writers expertly fed the suspense, sprinkling clues that teased multiple possibilities, ensuring viewers were constantly re-evaluating their assumptions. Mariah, refusing to be a passive victim, embarked on a personal investigation, tapping into her resourcefulness and intelligence. She revisited her past connections, confronted figures who had played pivotal roles in her life, and sought insights from friends who possessed knowledge or expertise that could be helpful. Devon Hamilton lent technological assistance, tracking digital trails and helping her piece together the blackmailer's methods, while Lily Winters offered emotional guidance, reminding Mariah that resilience often emerges in the face of adversity. Each ally added depth and texture to the narrative, highlighting the communal nature of support even in moments of personal crisis. The blackmailer, however, remained elusive. Every advance Mariah made seemed countered by a new, more sophisticated threat, escalating the tension. Cryptic messages arrived via email, social media, and even subtle public interactions, keeping her on constant alert. The psychological strain was intense. Viewers watched as Mariah balanced fear, frustration, and determination, demonstrating the character's multidimensionality. The story's brilliance lay in showing not just external danger but the internal toll of being targeted by someone who knows one's vulnerabilities. As the plot unfolded, multiple suspects emerged. Victoria Newman, ever shrewd and ambitious, was implicated through subtle narrative clues that suggested possible involvement, whether motivated by rivalry, power, or protection. Meanwhile, other characters, previously peripheral, were woven into the mystery with surprising depth, creating red herrings and layered motivations that kept audiences guessing. The suspense was compounded by small but significant flashbacks, revealing moments in Mariah's past that could potentially be used against her. Every memory, every encounter from years ago suddenly took on new weight, intensifying the narrative. Mariah's personal growth became a central theme amidst the chaos. Confronted with threats that could compromise her career, relationships, and sense of self, she adapted, becoming more strategic, vigilant, and self-reliant. She began anticipating the blackmailer's moves, turning the tables subtly, seeking to regain control in a situation designed to render her powerless. The storyline highlighted her intelligence, courage, and emotional resilience, portraying her as a proactive hero navigating a treacherous landscape of secrets and manipulation. The psychological warfare played out in both public and private spheres. At intimate gatherings, Mariah navigated social pressures while secretly grappling with anxiety and fear. In private moments, she wrestled with trust, questioning whether friends and allies could be relied upon or might inadvertently contribute to her exposure. Each interaction carried stakes, whether emotional, social, or professional. Kane, Sharon, Lily, and Devon each played roles that balanced support with tension, reflecting the realistic complexity of navigating crises in personal and social realms. The Blackmailer's eventual reveal was foreshadowed with a series of suspenseful sequences, combining dramatic confrontations, coded messages, and intense character interactions. Every lead Mariah pursued brought her closer to uncovering the antagonist's identity while also deepening her understanding of herself. The series expertly maintained suspense by interspersing moments of near discovery with new obstacles, ensuring that viewers remained engaged and emotionally invested in the outcome. Moral complexity underpinned the entire arc. The story interrogated questions of privacy, accountability, and the long-term consequences of secrets. Audiences were invited to consider the ethical dimensions of exposing or concealing truths, reflecting on how past actions intersect with present circumstances. These layers added intellectual engagement, elevating the narrative beyond simple suspense and reinforcing Y&R's reputation for combining emotional depth with thrilling storytelling. Secondary characters experienced their own ripple effects as Mariah's situation intensified. Victoria Newman's strategic maneuvers, Devon Hamilton's problem-solving, Lily Winter's emotional support, and Sharon's protective instincts all contributed to a web of interconnected drama. These subplots enriched the main narrative, creating a tapestry of tension, loyalty, and betrayal that underscored the series' complex character dynamics. As the storyline reached its climax, Mariah's confrontation with the Blackmailer promised to deliver a shocking revelation. Clues aligned, confrontations were staged, and the narrative tension reached a fever pitch. Viewers anticipated not just the exposure of secrets but the emotional, social, and psychological consequences that would follow, keeping audiences riveted. Ultimately, the arc emphasized Mariah Copeland's resilience and growth. Confronted with danger, deception, and the threat of exposure, she transformed from a character reacting to events into a strategist shaping her destiny. The Blackmailer's identity, when revealed, became less about the antagonist and more about Mariah's journey of empowerment, courage, and self-discovery. Fans eagerly speculate on future developments. Will Mariah confront the Blackmailer publicly or secretly? Will allies prove steadfast or falter under pressure? How will Genoa City's social and professional spheres respond to the revelation? The show masterfully balances suspense with character development, ensuring that the narrative remains unpredictable, emotionally resonant, and deeply engaging. The Young and the Restless once again demonstrates its mastery of intertwining personal drama with high-stakes suspense. Mariah's story is a testament to the show's ability to craft narratives that are simultaneously thrilling, emotional, and thought-provoking, keeping viewers captivated and invested. The mystery Blackmailer plotline is more than a storyline, it is a psychological journey, a suspenseful saga, and an exploration of resilience, trust, and identity. As Genoa City watches, Mariah Copeland stands at the center of a storm, facing threats that challenge her courage, intellect, and relationships. The shadow of the Blackmailer looms large, yet it also illuminates Mariah's strength, determination, and capacity for strategic action. Each episode brings new revelations, suspenseful encounters, and emotional stakes, ensuring that the storyline remains a defining arc in recent Y&R history. One thing is clear, Mariah's journey is far from over. The mysterious Blackmailer may have been revealed, but the consequences, emotional fallout, and next moves promise weeks of riveting drama, suspense, and character-driven intrigue. Fans can expect twists, revelations, and intense emotional beats that reinforce why The Young and the Restless continues to captivate audiences with stories that are complex, compelling, and unforgettable. Astonished face Y&R fans stunned, Mariah's life turns upside down amid sinister blackmail plot. Genoa City is in turmoil as The Young and the Restless delivers another heart-stopping storyline that has fans talking, theorizing, and holding their breath, Mariah Copeland, the vibrant, resilient, and fiercely independent young woman, suddenly finds herself at the center of a sinister blackmail plot that threatens to upend every aspect of her life. What began as subtle threats and cryptic messages has escalated into a full-blown crisis, forcing Mariah to navigate fear, betrayal, and the shadowy intentions of a mysterious antagonist who seems to know her every move. It all began quietly, almost innocuously. Mariah received an anonymous message slipped under her apartment door. The note was brief, typed in precise, cold letters: "Your past will no longer stay hidden." At first, she brushed it off as a prank or an error, but the unease grew as additional threats appeared. Phone calls from numbers she didn't recognize ended in silence, photographs depicting private moments showed up in her mailbox, and subtle signs suggested someone had been following her. The carefully constructed life Mariah had built for herself, full of love, music, and friendship, suddenly felt vulnerable and fragile. Sharon, her mother figure and mentor, was among the first to recognize the seriousness of the threat. She immediately urged Mariah to take precautions and confide in only those she trusted. The storyline captured the psychological strain of being targeted, portraying Mariah's anxiety, determination, and ingenuity as she sought ways to protect herself while remaining true to her life and relationships. Kane Ashby, her devoted partner, was equally alarmed, torn between the desire to shield her from danger and the frustration of being powerless against an unseen enemy. Their dynamic added emotional depth to the story, illustrating the tension between protection, trust, and personal autonomy. The blackmail escalated into the public sphere, heightening the stakes. At a high-profile charity gala that Mariah had organized, an anonymous email threatened to expose her secrets before influential figures and media representatives. Panic rippled through the crowd, yet Mariah maintained a composed and poised demeanor, demonstrating courage and resilience in the face of fear. This public confrontation underscored her strength and reinforced why viewers have long admired her character. As the narrative developed, Genoa City itself became a hotbed of speculation. The blackmailer's motives were unclear, creating numerous possibilities for the audience to consider. Could it be an estranged family member seeking revenge? A rival in the professional or social sphere aiming to manipulate her for personal gain? Or someone entirely new, a mysterious figure drawn to chaos and control? The writers expertly layered clues, introducing red herrings and subtle foreshadowing that kept fans guessing at every turn. Mariah, refusing to be a passive victim, launched her own investigation into the threats. She revisited connections from her past, confronted people who had influenced pivotal moments in her life, and sought insights from friends with unique skills or knowledge. Devon Hamilton lent technological expertise, analyzing digital trails and helping Mariah piece together information, while Lily Winters offered emotional guidance, helping her navigate fear and maintain composure. Each ally's involvement added complexity to the narrative, illustrating the interconnectedness of Genoa City's residents and the ripple effects of one character's crisis across the community. Despite her best efforts, the blackmailer remained elusive. Cryptic messages arrived via email, social media, and even subtle public interactions, keeping Mariah on edge. The psychological toll was palpable. Viewers watched as she balanced fear, frustration, and determination, transforming her into a multidimensional heroine grappling with both internal and external challenges. The storyline showcased not just suspense but the emotional weight of being targeted by someone who wields personal knowledge as a weapon. Suspects emerged one by one, each more surprising than the last. Victoria Newman, always shrewd and calculating, was implicated through nuanced narrative hints suggesting possible involvement, whether motivated by rivalry, ambition, or a desire to protect others. Secondary characters who had previously seemed peripheral were woven into the plot, creating red herrings and layered motives that deepened suspense. Flashbacks revealed moments from Mariah's past that might be used against her, demonstrating how carefully the writers interlaced history with present drama. Mariah's personal growth became central to the story. Confronted with threats to her safety, career, and personal life, she evolved into a strategic thinker, anticipating moves, gathering intelligence, and reclaiming control. Her resilience, intelligence, and courage were on full display, transforming her from a reactive character into an empowered protagonist who confronts danger head-on. The blackmail impacted both public and private spheres. Socially, Mariah navigated tense interactions and potential exposure at events, balancing appearances with vigilance. Privately, she struggled with trust, questioning the intentions of friends and allies. Kane, Sharon, Lily, and Devon each played critical roles, blending support with tension to create a realistic portrayal of navigating crises within close relationships. As the plot built toward revelation, viewers were treated to high-stakes sequences and suspenseful encounters. Each clue Mariah uncovered brought her closer to identifying the antagonist while deepening her understanding of herself. The pacing alternated between slow-burning suspense and explosive confrontations, keeping audiences engaged and emotionally invested. The storyline also explored moral complexity. It prompted questions about privacy, accountability, and the long-term consequences of secrets. Viewers were encouraged to consider the ethical dilemma surrounding exposure and concealment, adding depth beyond mere suspense. The narrative highlighted how personal choices resonate within a wider social network, impacting relationships, reputations, and community dynamics. Secondary characters' arcs intertwined seamlessly with Mariah's. Victoria Newman's calculated maneuvers, Devon Hamilton's investigative expertise, Lily Winter's emotional counsel, and Sharon's protective instincts all contributed to a layered, interconnected drama. These subplots enriched the main storyline, reinforcing the Young and the Restless signature blend of suspense, character-driven storytelling, and moral complexity. The eventual confrontation with the blackmailer was teased with carefully orchestrated sequences. Cryptic messages, tense encounters, and dramatic revelations built to a climactic moment that promised to upend Genoa City. Fans speculated on whether Mariah would confront the antagonist publicly or privately, whether allies would remain loyal, and what the ultimate consequences would be for her career, relationships, and emotional well-being. Ultimately, this arc reinforced Mariah Copeland's central role in the series. The storyline emphasized resilience, courage, and strategic thinking, portraying her not merely as a target but as a multidimensional character capable of navigating extreme challenges. The blackmailer's presence served as a catalyst for growth, revealing not just threats but opportunities for empowerment, self-discovery, and deeper connections with those around her. As the plot unfolds, Genoa City holds its collective breath. Each episode delivers suspense, emotional stakes, and character-driven drama, ensuring that viewers remain captivated. Mariah's journey, from fear and uncertainty to empowerment and action, exemplifies the Young and the Restless ability to blend thrilling narrative with emotional resonance. Fans eagerly anticipate what comes next. Will Mariah outsmart the blackmailer? Will allies provide critical support or falter under pressure? How will the revelation ripple through the city's social and professional circles? The storyline continues to generate discussion, speculation, and excitement, proving once again why The Young and the Restless remains a powerhouse of compelling storytelling. Mariah Copeland's life has been turned upside down, but in the face of danger, deception, and emotional turmoil, she has emerged as a heroine defined by intelligence, courage, and resilience. The blackmailer may have sparked the crisis, but Mariah's response ensures that she remains at the center of Genoa City's drama, capturing the hearts and attention of fans worldwide. The Young and the Restless delivers a masterclass in suspenseful, character-driven storytelling, and the repercussions of this blackmail plot promise weeks of riveting, emotionally charged episodes.